Do you ever wonder how you're going to feed your whole family delicious dinners every night without breaking the bank? Well, that's what we're talking about today. It is really important to a lot of families out there to cook and eat delicious meals that won't break the bank. We all want to provide tasty food for our loved ones that they will actually eat. I'm talking about those picky eaters. And you know what? It can be a real challenge, especially right now if you have a tight budget. And I know firsthand how hard it can be to balance the yummy food and the small budget. It can be a constant struggle. And it's one that so many families face every single day. So let's get into this. This week, we are doing 6 dinners for under $60 at Walmart. Now, you'll notice that we're going to do some slow cooker meals this week. I don't know if I am just in my comfort foods era or what, but almost every single one of these dishes just screams comfort food to me. And as a bonus, they're all meals that go really well with like a big old slice of bread with butter on it. You'll see what I mean when we get into the recipes. So first, let's look at the shopping list. So here is our shopping list. This week, our prices come from the Super Walmart Center in Lynchburg, Virginia. I'm 99% sure that I nailed that one because I always like to mess them up. Now, I do want you to notice that we are assuming that all you have is your preferred cooking oil, your favorite seasonings, and a salad dressing. We will have a side salad one night, and you would more than likely want a salad dressing on that. Everything else has been accounted for and is on the list. So that means you really need to check your pantry, your fridge, and your freezer because odds are good you already have some of these items. Think of things like mayonnaise, mustard. Maybe you already have some ranch seasoning or some white rice. You can check those boxes and then your total will get much lower than mine. Now, it has been really interesting to see all the totals from all over the US. So when you go down to the description and you click on the link to my Walmart grocery list, if you go there, you can change the zip code to your local area and it'll tell you what the total will be at your local store. I want you to come back and tell me what that total is. It has really been interesting because it's not that much different depending on if you're a low cost of living area or a high cost of living area. Now, I will say that we are going to use some convenience products this week, but as always, you can make these items from scratch if you already have the ingredients. So don't feel like you have to use a convenience product if that's not something you want to use. So let's look at our recipes. The first meal is going to be a slow cooker meal. It's going to be a creamy ranch chicken over rice with sweet peas. This is actually a twist on a comfort food that I had growing up. And it's actually so good because it's really a creamy chicken gravy, but you can change this up. We're going to use some ranch seasoning, but you could also switch this up and use any kind of seasoning you like. I will warn you, if you use cream of chicken, it does have a little bit of a saltiness to it. So make sure you adjust your seasoning to where you're not using that much salt, or else this will just keep getting saltier and saltier. Now, I'm going to do sweet peas with this, but you could easily switch that out to be green beans or any vegetable you like. My kids are a little picky, so they don't like the vegetables mixed in with the gravy. But personally, if I wasn't worried about picky eaters, I would actually add the vegetables at the end to where it was all together, almost kind of like a chicken pot pie, if you will. I don't know if chicken parmesan is becoming kind of my new obsession, but that's kind of what inspired this one. We're going to do ground chicken meatballs and we're going to cook them in the sauce and we're going to end up topping them with Italian cheese, like the Italian blend cheese. It has Parmesan, mozzarella, pecorino, just really yummy there. And of course, we're going to serve it over fettuccine noodles. Now, because eggs are so expensive, this is the first egg substitute that we're going to do. And trust me, you can't even taste it. When we make these meatballs, typically you would do your meat, your breadcrumbs, and then you would do an egg with your seasoning. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to use a tablespoon of mustard because that equals about 1 egg. And it just works as a binder. And trust me, even though you can smell it a little bit when you're mixing it all together, once it's cooked, you can't even taste it at all. But eggs are about 50 cents a piece, so this is definitely a huge cost savings. This is another one that's really easy. You could shred some carrots in here. You could add some mushrooms, some bell pepper, some onions. Literally just look around and see what you have. And you know what? If you don't have fettuccine noodles, no big deal. Switch it out for spaghetti. Do something a little different. Do a rotini or a penne pasta. It's totally fine and it'll all work. We are going to do a spinach salad on the side, and we're going to use about half of this bag of spinach. The other half is for another dish. So this is the one that I was telling you. You're going to need some kind of salad dressing. And if you wanted to, you could make your own. If you have oil, maybe a little vinegar, some herbs, you could easily make a nice little vinaigrette. Here is our second slow cooker meal. Now, I want you to notice that we're going to be using pre-cooked ham. This one's by Kentucky Legend, but they come in a bunch of different like brand names. But it's basically like smoked ham that's already been sliced, and it's in a package. And the packages tend to run, I would say, close to 2.5 pounds, and they're sliced. So what I do is I take half of it and I dice it up, and we're going to throw it in the crock pot with some diced potatoes. We'll add some chicken broth, some water, some favorite seasoning, and we're just going to let that cook until the potatoes get really nice and tender and almost to the point of falling apart. Then at the end, we're going to mix in some cream cheese and some cheddar cheese, and this becomes really, it's just a very creamy, cheesy ham and potato soup, and it is so filling for those days that it's still technically winter. Oh my goodness, it's so filling. And I love soup with bread. So obviously that's an easy one. Technically, this one does not have a vegetable, but we can always double up on vegetables on another night. This next one, the ham and veggie casserole, it's something that I've been making for years. And it's funny because if I only make it with one bag of these California style vegetables, which is the broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots, for some reason it's all gone. Okay. So over the years, I've made it to where now I use 2 bags. So that way I ensure that everybody has plenty. And then I usually end up with some leftovers. This is really, it's just a very comforting one. We're going to use cream of celery, but you could easily switch that out to a cream of chicken or a cream of mushroom, or you could just make a milk-based sauce. Super easy. You would need about 1.5 cups of milk. And if you're going to make it from scratch, I just usually add in some cornstarch and thicken it up and then add some seasoning. You could totally do that one as well. We're going to mix this with some ham, some cooked rice. And honestly, the night before when we had rice, I would just double it up and then save about 2 cups of the cooked rice for this dish. Or you could just make it earlier, totally up to you. Maybe you have a rice cooker, super easy. And then this is one that we'll put everything in the pan. We'll top it with some breadcrumbs. If you want to make those breadcrumbs really crunchy, you can mix them with either some oil or some melted butter before you spread them. And you can even top them with a little extra cheese if you like. This is just one of those base recipes that I love because you can totally switch it out. You know, maybe you don't want to do it with ham. Maybe you want to do it with cooked chicken, or really any meat would totally work with this. Now, I noticed the other day that Walmart had a bunch of their small shrimp on sale. So we're going to do a shrimp fettuccine this week with spinach and tomatoes. This is one of those where I kind of call it like a sauceless shrimp pasta. And it's because we're going to cook our spinach and our tomatoes and they kind of become the sauce. And then we're going to top it with feta cheese. And it's, oh my goodness, good. But you don't really realize that it doesn't have like an Alfredo sauce or a butter sauce. It's just really, really good. And this is another one that you can easily add more to, or if you don't care for spinach or tomatoes, you could easily add peppers and onions or really any vegetables that you like here. So, but it's just a really great base. And I really think the feta cheese kind of adds that little tanginess that you need. So, and of course, any kind of pasta dish, I feel, has to have bread, but that could just be me. Now, this last one is where we're going to show you another substitution for eggs. So we're going to do our boneless chicken thighs, and we are going to basically do a breading method, but instead of dipping it into like an egg mixture first, what we're going to do is we are going to coat it in a seasoned mayonnaise. Now, I typically usually go with like a paprika, like a smoked paprika and mayo, or sometimes I do like a garlic and herb or like a Mrs. Dash seasoning blend. And so once we just kind of dredge our chicken in that mayonnaise, then we're going to put it into our breadcrumbs so we have a nice coating, and then put it in like a casserole dish or a sheet pan and bake them in the oven. Now, not all chicken thighs are the same size, so depending on if you buy them frozen or fresh, they might vary in size a little bit. So you have to keep an eye on them. Definitely use a thermometer to make sure that they're cooked all the way. And then what's great here is that I know some people don't really care for mayonnaise, but when it's cooked on the chicken, it just gives it such a juiciness and it's so good. And then you would probably need 2 eggs here. So that just saved you $1 by using, a cup of mayonnaise versus using eggs. And this is one of those you can totally switch up the seasoning and change it around. I've done it with like a steakhouse, type of thing where it's like a barbecue seasoning, do like a lemon pepper. There's so many options here. Now, I know everybody's kind of freaking out about produce costs, and I have been seeing prices fluctuate a lot this last couple days. So, I did want to show you some low cost fruit options that I found. There's not super great deals at Walmart right now when it comes to fresh fruits, but check your local stores because a lot of them seem to have better prices. Like, I know they have their strawberries for a little under $3. There's a local store to me that has them on sale 2 for $3. So I would definitely get them there versus Walmart. So I encourage you to look at all stores to determine where to buy your fruit. And if you're new here, I really love to add fruit to my dinners because it's something I know that my kids will eat. It's kind of a treat. And since I've started including fruit on my plate, I feel that I am not as hungry, like I get fuller quicker, and then I also don't feel the urge to necessarily get sweet snacks after dinner. So there you have it, guys. Several delicious meal ideas that you can make for a whole week for under $60 at Walmart. I hope these ideas have inspired you to get creative in the kitchen and start making some amazing meals for your family. Remember, it's not about sacrificing flavor to save a few bucks. It's about finding ways to make delicious meals with low cost ingredients that work for your budget. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll consider these options for your next grocery tip. And don't forget to check out our other videos on meal planning and our other weekly meal plans. We've got a ton of great content that can not only save you time, but it can save you money in the kitchen. Have a wonderful week. I'll see y'all later. Bye.